If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine, and maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them, from disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Down at the corner where the Archons dwell, where the Archons dwell. Got stories and wisdom more than I can tell, more than I can tell. Lost in the power of the cards they deal. Down at the corner where the Archons dwell.
Yay!
Ewok is still muted, but what's going on, everybody? I am the one, the only, the W-O-O-K-I-E, joined here by two of the finest misfits known to keyforging podcasting. No? Okay. We got the PhD of Keyforge, Dr. M. Sheep.
Yeah, I think I just lost my medical license.
Oh. And the Ewokiest of Ewoks, Ewok Jr.
Hello, Keyforge community. Glad to be here. Glad that you are coming in with optimism today, Mr. Wookie. It is great to see that.
We are missing the Drazbor today. He is on location, on assignment, doing stuff.
Things.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things, Coral.
I think he's in Phoenix or Arizona.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why not? But we figured we'd talk about some stuff and things today. We do have Final Refrain coming up. That starts.
It's going on.
It's going on. Coming up,
but
going on.
Topic.
My game is on Saturday. I don't know when it'll get. Are they releasing them as played? Are they editing? I don't really know how they're doing.
People are streaming. They're doing.
They're doing them. They might be doing like a 5-minute delay or something, but they're live streaming.
Oh, they're live streaming them.
Yeah, no, they've live streamed the game so far. Honestly, the community that's put this together has done a phenomenal job. So if you have not been paying attention to Keyforge, this is definitely a way to be able to take a lot of great players and some phenomenal decks. But
I can't wait to lose my first game on Saturday and be out.
Well,
either you two play your
lost
games?
my first game on Thursday, and I'm out.
Perfect. Even better. Why not? Right?
You know what that means I don't have to do? Schedule another game.
Oh, I was going to say, is it the slap fight that everyone seems us to want to do?
Well, after we both lose, we can slap each other.
Oh, okay.
For failing.
Good. That sounds good. Yeah, because everyone seems... I say we give it to him. I say we build one of those slap fighting podiums, and we give it to them. We give the people what they want here at Archons Corner.
Always looking out for them.
That's right. And it's slap fighting, I guess.
I'm afraid to take a proper, like, full force,
hit?
Like, braced slap. If we're dodging and moving, I'm confident in my slap ability against you. But if I gotta stand there and just take it,
no, you gotta take it.
I don't know about that.
I'm more agile than you think. I'm pretty agile for a big man.
Yeah, and I'm more agile for a big man.
Okay, well, fair enough.
This is a great topic that you are both agile.
Yes, we're very agile for the size in which we consider ourselves.
I can still touch my toes.
I can still touch my toes.
Not in a weird way. Jeez, Wookie.
No, whatever. Now you've made it awkward. But got a lot. We got 32 folks, 32 total players, right?
Yes, sir.
What is this? bullshit.
It's some weird spreadsheet. You know he likes his spreadsheets.
No, 2 people are playing the same deck.
Who's
I
playing?
did not know that was.
That is definitely against the rules.
No,
it's not.
You're looking at a very different set. So,
you're looking at what they were known for. This is some crap you put
deck
together.
known for.
Yes, I did
okay.
additional work in addition because. So we should probably we should first start by going ahead and running through. If you are living under a rock and have not heard, what is the final refrain for anyone who may not be aware? Because the casts are happening and people can go back and check. But what is it?
It is a tournament that what's his name put together? Emperor Riku.
It's Rocks On by Joshua Davis that was released in 2011.
That's also
it's also a short film from 2018.
Yeah.
This is why I feel, friends, that I just bang my head against the wall repeatedly.
I don't know why you put this together because we ain't going over any of this.
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go through all of it.
No. Wookie. Okay, the final refrain is a basically interim period, a competitive Keyforge event that is put online. The 32 individuals who were selected represent a small group of individuals who have shown some success at OP competitive level events. And so they were
the hell am I doing there?
handpicked because
you almost had success at a competitive event.
They considered first and second, and so you did fall into that realm as coming into second. And so that's what they called. But I will say, because originally a number of people had voiced that it was just the top 32 players, and it's not. There's a number of players who are still very, very good who may not have, decided to join, or who, frankly, they just haven't gone ahead and taken a first or second or shown that. But this is still a very, very top tier level of Keyforge players. It is a name upon names. It's pretty cool. I don't know how the 3 of us got in there, but outside of that, it is best of 3, single elimination Archon. So basically bringing a deck. And I think that what this group of individuals has done, just from Emperor Riku going ahead and kind of being a large portion of that. I also see Lord Judo there and Harmed as kind of some casters, but there is a whole team of individuals who have come forward to push for streaming and to make sure each of the games are streamed. So awesome, literally awesome job for everyone who is there. They had little snippets of who each of the players were that were selected and what the decks were that kind of they're famous for. This is a collection of individuals from around the world. So some very, very recognizable names. And I had thrown together, that's why Sheep and Wookie were harassing me. I had put in decks that they were known for. So decks that we had gone ahead and submitted. We also got a chance to be able to list accolades, and they had little sheets for each of the different 32 players. So that's a short snippet. Did I do okay with that, friends?
Yes.
Perfect. So how did we end up getting here?
Riku asked us if we'd like to play. We said yes.
Yeah. And they've gone ahead, and then we had to select decks. And from that point, Sheep, then yes, everyone had to have their own individual deck. So, Sheep, how did you select the Archon deck that you were going to go ahead and choose for this event?
I have one Archon deck. I chose to play it.
Yeah, it's kind of known. It's something that you might have spent some space dollars on. That seemed like a pretty straightforward deck. What was interesting was to see how many individuals have played what sets. So I thought that was some really interesting information. Wookie, though, before we get there, what did you go ahead? How did you come up with your deck?
I said, hey, gang, who's got a deck for you, boy, that I could borrow? And
then I found you a deck to play.
I guess, yeah. You said Dravscore's got Arya, and I said, oh, that's cool. And now I'm playing Arya.
Yes.
Any further questions?
No, I think that's
which it does fit. Arya fits my playstyle. Let's be honest, right? I love Grim Reminders. It is a high SAS Grim Reminders deck, so it fits what I want to do. So and I get to yell Brobnar.
You do.
I don't know if it will be on, but I do get to yell it.
So we had already talked Archon Best of 3, 32 players. Deck submissions were basically end of February. And so as we're the first week in March, you're looking at round 1. So it's fitting with March Madness for all of those stateside players who would see crazy brackets of kind of what's here for college basketball. But March 3rd through the 8th, round of 1, 32 players, 16 different matches. So you want Keyforge and competitive Keyforge outside of Vaults, man. This is definitely the way to be able to do it. And to see that they're all being streamed is amazing. And then each week, there will be another one match. So all of us who are paired here, because it is from around the world, that is a little tricky. But we've gone through the pandemic all the way through this point. We know how to set up matches. But round 2 will be next week. Round 3 is the 3rd week in March. Round 4 is the 4th week in March. And then that March 30th through April 5th is the final 2 players playing a match. So I think, again, well organized, a lot of streamers to be able to shout out who have put in time and effort and are recording. Sheep, who is recording your individual match tonight that happened earlier?
Murph.
So, man, I've seen different people from around the world, so it's cool, and they're all being housed in kind of one final area to be able to pull back and to be able to look at for the stream. So if you are not listening, if you're looking for some Keyforge, I would definitely say, hey, check it out.
Yep, my game will be at 9:30 Central Standard Time Saturday.
And mine is going to be Saturday at 2 Central Standard Time because I am playing the one and only Astron who took second at Worlds this year, and he's playing his phenomenal GR deck as well. So
he took second? I think he took four. I think he placed top 4.
I thought he was top 4.
Yeah, he was top 4.
Was he top 4?
Yeah, he was.
All right, I'm giving him extra. But it's Astron. Our old Anxious Pirate, man, from back in the day, it is great to see Astron. He also casts, so one of the casters to be able to look for, but I don't know about you guys. I did not
have casters as a part of the whole ordeal, but
I will tell you that he was very, very honest about me. We have Sunday who's going to go ahead and cast for us on Saturday, so it is not Astron who is casting. So that is not something that anyone should worry about as conflict. It is delayed stream, and frankly, Astron had even voiced in our own chat, if I want to do well, which was the point, I really need to be focused and not casting. So, and I stand by that. This is some top tier decks, some top tier players. And these have been good games to watch so far. There have been a couple of them that I've already fired off. So,
yeah, I have not. I haven't gotten to watch anything yet. I've been hard at work.
Been a lot of upsets so far. Upsets in quotations.
Mm-hmm.
Who's been the upsets thus far?
Well, do we want to go through spoilers, or do you want to?
Why not? I mean, it's already out there. I don't know if it's a spoiler.
You rock everything, man.
Yeah, go for it. We already know Sheep L.
Yep. Which is funny because the rumor I heard is when they were practicing against Fraud won a lot, and when I was practicing, I was playing Faith, and I won most games playing Faith against Fraud. So I really put the match closer to 50-50. And we went to 3 games. First game was sort of close. Second game, I rocked his world. Third game, he obliterated me. So, and that's how that went.
All right. Right on.
You want the others? So if you've been following along, our first match actually was between Mike Fooney and Nova. Mike Fooney going ahead and running Bandola, well-known deck. And Nova was actually on the Benefactor that welcomes allies. So really cool. So Mike Fooney, obviously Bandola is being GR, and Nova was Amber Skies. So 95 SAS Amber Skies deck, just really cool deck. But Mike Fooney did go ahead and take that one, and Witch Queen did Witch Queen things. I think that's the best way of being able to put it. It was pretty crazy to see how quickly Witch Queen came out and what it could do.
Nice. Who else we got?
The other ones that we have is that we had Vargas going ahead and his son's deck, Isaac Bean Watson, who parts animals. I gotta say, I really need a named deck that has
That's good.
really
Cards in
spiciness
it?
to it. Yeah, I mean, like mine have not fallen that way, but Vargas
the
was
name deck was okay, but not good enough.
not good enough. But Vargas was going ahead and facing Captain Crispy on extravagantly prideful Synodor.
Okay.
And you have, again, that is a GR deck, so a whole bunch of GR showed up. Did that surprise you guys? Because both of these guys were on GR. Isaac Bean was a 114 and 97 for extravagantly prideful. Did the amount of GR surprise you at all?
How many GR decks are there?
That I actually have.
32, I would expect GR to be like 18.
Okay. Well, we do have a beautiful collection here. There are 16 out of the 32 that were GR.
Okay, so I was close.
Yeah, you were close. And I think that's what we're seeing and I would expect for tournament play. I think that's what we saw from Worlds last year. I think that anyone in the competitive scene, GR still just is pretty strong. What do you think is showing up as our next set of decks? So we can kind of pause here. I will throw this in our chat. You're going with Woe. Okay. How many decks do you think for Woe?
It's TOC is second.
TOC is
Talk?
second.
Okay. For anyone in the
being second.
Yeah, for anyone in the chat, I am posting all of the decks for what 32 decks were selected there. All right, so let's go Woe next. Wookie, how many Woe decks do you think were in this section of 32?
Okay, so
Whoa, like 3?
well, okay, so hold on. So 16 of them are already taken, so there's 16 decks remaining, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to say Woe has 7 decks.
Okay.
3.
Hold on. Never mind. It is what it is. I'm just thinking tokens, but it's fine. Yeah, I'll go with 7.
You're going with 7. Okay,
Yeah.
The correct answer is 2. So Lord Peterson, which is a warrior, and then Faith. Which is what Sheep ended up facing. So 2 for Woe. Sheep, you're going to go Talk next as what you think. I'll kind of run
Talk's
this.
probably got like 5. 4
You think 5?
4 or 5.
Sheep?
8.
He's going 5, 8. The correct answer for Talk is 4 decks, actually. 4 decks for Talk.
How many DT? Is it 0?
Ooh. Do you think that it is 0?
Yes.
Yes. Archon? Yes.
Okay. Well, we can run this sweet little bit. I did find before we get off of Talk that we have Katina Fiend. So 2 of them are Katina Fiends.
Oh, we're going with how many tokens?
No. I'm just saying for Talk before I move off of the Talk. So out of the 4 decks, you had Funny Goldtooth Un at 112 sass and Penny Na, the manager MG of Tabstream, 91. But the other 2 are actually the Stepwolf at a 108, which is Citizen X. That's a well-known deck. And then Record Keeper, Lucida Litvictra. I totally mispronounced that. But it is an aerialist at 125. So some really interesting
I'm going to guess multiple red line rotations. What are the
so
houses in
interesting.
that?
You are correct. So that one has double red line rotation, double against all flags.
I'm going to say against all flags. What are the 2 other houses?
Logos and Untamed.
Oh,
what do you think is on the Logos? Yeah.
Logos, I'm going to guess.
I don't know the set well enough.
Probably got some Eddies.
There are 2 of them.
Was the weird key cheat in this set?
For which one?
For Logos? The one that was in, I believe their key cheat was the one that was actually in DT.
It is not in this individual deck that I'm pulling.
Okay.
So what basically it has the 2 Eddies in order to increase key costs and then red line to be able to go ahead, along with the double against all flags. So a lot of steel coming there.
So
it does have
your key costs to then steal it. Yep, makes sense.
But you do have a Desania there, double wild wormhole.
Worst card in the game.
It depends on the quality of your cards.
Worst card in the game. Don't ever play Wild Wormhole.
It has Untamed. What do you think is going to be an Untamed, boys?
Probably some Nature's Call. Well, actually, is Nature's Call in set? I don't know.
It is, and there is one of them.
Oh.
Keyfrog.
Yeah, I was going to say Keyfrog, I know is in set.
Keyfrog is there, and there's one of them. Interestingly, the Nature's Call has a draw pip on it, and the Keyfrog has a draw pip and an amber pip on it.
Oh, nice. It's actually a pretty good Keyfrog. I'm going to guess it's probably got, let's see, what is there? Is it Unnatural Selection? Is that there?
Yeah, so Unnatural Selection is Amber Pip action play. Choose 3 friendly creatures and 3 enemy creatures. Destroy others. So great. No chains. Great way to be able to wipe the board. And especially with that Keyfrog, to be able to get Amber and then destroy it. Chef's kiss there. It is in, and there's one of them. They also have key cards, in my opinion.
I'm going to guess it's got something dumb, probably like a Cauldron, which does stupid things when it's played.
Yep. There's one Cauldron. The card that doesn't get a lot of love, but actually isn't horrible here, is World Tree. So that is the rare
World
artifact.
Tree.
Yeah, location, action, return a creature from your discard pile at the top of your deck.
That's
so
with Keyfrog.
That's with Keyfrog, yeah.
Yeah, but still top of deck, so you need draw pips or something.
I'm looking at it. So that Keyfrog has a draw pip. Survival of the Richest, which is able to archive itself, has an amber pip and a draw pip, and the Nature's Call has a draw pip. So you have a bit there.
And then my other guess is, because I'm going to put this in there, because every good Untamed deck or any Untamed pod I've seen has that one where it's like create 3 token creatures and then it purges itself.
Yeah, Massing at Midnight.
That's the one.
You got it. It's a common though, so realize it's common, but yeah, it is there with the discard pip.
Kind of a busted card. Little
it's
bit
very
busted.
It's good. It's very good, and with some of these larger creatures like Katina Fiend, it can do some work. I think what was interesting here is you have Mollymawk with the destroying artifacts. So you got hard R control. Well, you have R there. Yep. Amberspine Mongrel. So after your opponent uses creature to reap, gain 1. So a little bit of, hey, you got to actually look at it. The other card that, where is it? This card, in my opinion, is underrated. It's Charisma, which is a 3-power human ranger elusive. But I like this in our talk decks because it's uncommon. But after reap, return another friendly creature to its owner's hand. If you do, make a token creature. So if you tokenize your wrong card, you can actually return it. Then go ahead and
Wait, didn't
make
you
a
say
token.
It had to be did it say return a friendly creature?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says return another friendly creature. So it can't be Charisma that's being returned. But frankly, I can return one of my tokens. But this is one of those cards in talk. I think for Winds of Exchange and tokens of change, you need to have cards like Nature's Call or Charisma, cards that allow you to return a key card if it gets tokenized. If that happens and you just lose it for the cycle, that's problematic. But being able to return it and then be able to use it is massive in both of those sets.
All right, so we've done that. Let's see what do we got left. Worlds Collide.
Yeah, real quick, if you have not seen Citizen X, this is fellow Reap Out player. You guys know who this is.
Fellow Reap Out
Magic
player.
Duck. Yeah, that's Magic Duck there. But I got to shout this deck. This deck is real nice. That has Logos with triple Edi Desania, and then that was the Stepwolf. So they're like, why is Stepwolf there? It just has quad routine job, triple Edi, and double Nature's Call, double Unnatural Selection, Phloxia, Keyfrog, Mollymawk. Whole bunch of cards, Massing at Midnight. You're talking about it, but some really interesting items. And that's not even getting into your Katina Fiends. I think Funny Goldtooth is hysterical with the Masser. Like, a Masser and Gate
Masser is busted.
So good, man. So good. Double Edi, double Archimedes. I actually think this Shadows House is a little bit of a dud there for Funny Goldtooth. It's not as strong as the others. But interesting, both Katina Fiends are running Shadows. So you get what you get. I know.
Yep.
All right, so we're moving on. I got distracted there. I apologize. What is the next set that you think is pulling the most amount of decks? Go ahead, boys.
Probably going to end up being Ember Skies.
Yeah, Amber
Okay.
Skies.
And they're probably mostly Vietnamese.
Okay.
I think most of the decks in the field are Vietnamese. I don't know if that's actually true.
Yeah, that's probably not wrong.
All right, Amber Skies. How many do you think are Amber Skies?
4.
What did we did?
We
Yeah,
have
so it was-
16, 2, and 4 so far.
Yeah, 16. Oh, 2?
There was
2
only
and
2
4?
woe decks.
I thought it was 4 and 3.
Nope.
Um,
16, 2, and 4.
I'll stick with 4. Because I don't think you're going to see many sets like Worlds Collide. I can't think of a single Worlds Collide deck that's still there except for maybe Nova's, and I know she didn't play her Worlds Collide deck.
Nobody played Worlds Collide.
You probably still have like one AOA apologist somewhere out there. Like what's the deck I'm thinking of that everybody loved during AOA?
Well, let's stick
No,
on
that's
Amber
not even
Skies
being
first.
played.
Oh, it's not in the field.
Because we're here.
I doubt it.
Hey, focus. How many Amber Skies, boys?
I'm gonna go with 4.
Jake?
6?
Yeah, 6 is the correct answer. I am actually running Covan, which is Vietnamese, so you're correct there. The benefactor that welcomes allies was actually Amber Skies. That was what Nova was on. But I do see out of the 6, 3 of those are Vietnamese.
And that shit got slapped. Oh, sorry. I just had to say
the
that.
the benefact. Well, early Witch Queen's going to slap anyone.
It got
but yes,
doled.
it did get doled.
It's still a BO3. Like, we
Yeah,
can
it
go
got
into
doled twice real fast.
Yeah. Well, all right. Continuing for what do we got?
All right, so we have, out of what's there, you have 6 Amber Skies, 4 Talk, 2 Woe, and 16 GR. So in case you're following along at home, you got 28 of the 32. Where are your last 4 decks going, boys?
Well, we know one is
and an
Coda.
AOA.
No, I know one Coda.
Okay.
Yep, we know one Coda.
We know one
So
Coda.
let's go Coda. How many decks do you think are there for Coda?
One. I think
4.
Sheep's the only one dumb enough to try it.
2?
Well, I'm going 1.
Going 1. Well, let's
Yeah.
type it in. All right.
2.
It is. I only saw the one that was there. Unless you're the only one.
You're the
representing
only one with
Coda.
balls big enough to still go all the way back to Coda.
And I got ruffled, so, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, frauds on sale this week, $2,900.
29. All right. Well, there you go. Discount of a lifetime. AOA. Do we have anyone that you guys think is going to go ahead and be
I think
brave
there's
enough?
at least one AOE apologist out there, so I'm going to go 1.
Okay.
Somebody might try running some Martian Generosity bomb. It
Yeah.
Cheap.
could work.
So you're going 1. The correct answer is 1.
Yay!
You are 100% right. This deck is actually Chorzard, spawn of Ipspice. That should be Matza, if I'm correct, our German friend.
Yeah, it's Motzi.
Yep, and Matzi's, so Help from Future Self, Logos is really where I'm looking. Help from Future Self, Memory Chip, Seismo Entangler, Archimedes, Double Helper Bot, Hexbian, Neutron Shark, Double Pip, Time Traveler, ZYX Researcher. The Shadows, not too bad either. Double Brend, Ronnie, TMTP.
Double Brand, double Life for Life.
I was going to say, has it got life for
I was
life?
going to point it out. Yep. And the double Furtive Investors there. Hidden Stash for some archiving.
This deck sounds familiar. Did I play this at World or at Nationals?
No.
No, I played a different AOA deck. Okay.
I don't know. To tell you the truth.
It was multiple researchers. Does it have multiple researchers?
No, that was a
No.
different guy.
Okay, never mind.
But you are right. You did have the one AOA Apologetus. Interesting dis, which typically really strong. Double Amber M, Schuler, Onyx Knight, Gub, Lash, Unlocked
Yeah,
Gateway, Poltergeist. It's kind of like
The disc is the dump of that
Yeah.
deck. Yeah.
100%, which is pretty crazy to think about. But
Yeah, it's got the creature control with the Onyx Knight and unlocked. You said unlocked, right? Or is it got Gateway? Okay.
no, it has Unlocked. That's
Okay.
AOA. All right.
And then it's got
so-
stall. You said Ember Imp.
Yeah, double
Ember Imp. Yeah. So.
All right. So how many Worlds Collide?
I was gonna go with one, but now I'm gonna go with 0.
JDG's playing, so 1.
Okay, you went 1.
I'm going 0 because the only one I would think of was Nova, and we know that to not be true.
Yeah, JDG's playing.
All right.
No, his is MM. So no.
The correct.
Zero Worlds Collide.
Oh, just in time. I was about to call that one, but it is 0 Worlds Collide. You're right. There was 0 Worlds Collide decks being played, and Nova did not take Jacques, which was known, but it does not do well against GR. All right, MM. Let's go on to MM, boys.
Okay. There's the one for.
That's I was gonna say we know all the S. So what? We got 16, so out of that, and then we
using your cheat sheet. There could be a second. And how many decks do we have left to find?
I think we only have 2.
Okay.
Because 3 and 2, and then how many?
There's only 2 left, boys. There's only 2.
Oh, there's only 2. Yeah. We only have 2 left. Yeah.
Oh, well, you have Worlds Collide. Well, you got a picture. There are some options.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's 1 MM and 1 VM24 deck is what's
because that's what I was gonna say.
VM24 is hot trash. It's gonna be like 2 MM.
Ooh.
There's no way anybody's gonna play any of the Vault Master decks.
So the correct answer is 2 MM, 0 Vault Master, but I will argue against what you said, Wookie. Most of the time it is hot trash, but there are a very select few that fall in that 1%, and there are some VM decks that can push. So be aware, none showed up in this field, but I would argue that you could have potentially seen one.
I mean, you can argue it, and you could be wrong. That's cool.
We can go ahead and talk. What do you guys think is going to show up in MM? In these 2 decks,
auto encoder.
Okay, they both do come with logos, and I see auto encoder in both of them. You are right.
Yeah. Oh, it's MM, right? Definitely Infernuses.
Yep, and both of them are playing Dis, and you have double Infernus and triple Infernus.
Is Chandra one of them?
Chandra is not. So the 2 decks I can actually say, again, because I linked it in our, for anyone following along through the cast, those notes, but I'm sure show notes won't get updated. But it is T Vicari official. I know, there you go. T Vicari official da Abadia da Timides. And the other one, Pitbull Esteves Viking da
Pitbull. Yeah.
So triple Infernus. I actually like the pips on this second one. Pitbull
any of those got was Hysteria in set? Was that in? I mean, Mark of Dis for sure because that's MM.
Yeah, Vicari has Mark of Dis, and the other for Pitbull it does not have Mark of Dis.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got to play the cards that are there. What else would you expect?
I kind of with a double Infernus, I kind of figured you might be able to see at least whatchamacallit. I'm trying to think of what else are the hot cards in MM. Jar.
And Eaton's Jar is there in the 1. It is showing up in Vicari.
Wow, really? Just the 1, huh?
Yeah. Well, again, you got to hit
I get it. At least one of them has to have dumb Chronos shenanigans.
Yeah, so the Pitbull is actually a really interesting deck. Lethological, is this Master of the Theory? Nothing really. But Autoencoder Library card, double Chronos.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, QMEX, double Research Smoko.
What's the third house? Because we know they both have logos, they both have Dis. What's the third house?
What do you think in MM?
Saurian? With some Faust dumbness?
Pitbull is Saurian, and that is Curiosaurus and Fora.
And then what?
And it's got triple Ludo and double Faust.
Only one Saurian?
One is Saurian, the other one is something different.
What else was a good house in Shadows? It had things, but it kind of sucked.
What other houses? Sharkbait, that's a bad card.
Sharkbait, brouhaha. I wish I would have made it better because I want to actually play it and have it be good. You could have like some weird Star Alliance BS with like Kirby's and who's the other one?
Vicari is Starline. So you hit that. It had double Hadron collision, hold the line, red alert, subdue, survey, Trigon, double Garcia, double Kirby, access denied. So yeah, you pretty much hit them. I actually like Vicari has Harvest Time. This is one of those cards, Harvest Time, action, play, choose a trait. Purge each card with that trait. Each player gains 1 for each card they control that was purged way. I love. I mean, it does give your
against some token decks.
Yeah, no, it actually has a lot of power against token because it just straight wipes them as purges. But you are giving them ambers, but it's a really cool card to be able to see.
Might hit some important cards though too.
Yes, it does. GR is just so fast that yes, it did not surprise me that it was not there. Like half the field being GR is spot on.
I love GR.
Yeah, I know.
Make more sense.
I will say my favorite moment. I think it was Lord Judo who was casting, and he's like, "This card, early birds. What is this?" And it was hysterical. It's like he hadn't seen it live, so it's a rare Shadows card that says Alpha. It's an action card. Alpha, play, ready, each Shadows card. It has 2 Amber Pips. And he came to the conclusion because he hadn't really seen it or like played a lot. He's like,
and it's dog water.
He's like, what does this card even do? Tell me why. So that was the cast moment of the day that actually, and that was from earlier in the week. That made me
early
laugh.
birds is terrible.
It is terrible. It's really bad.
It's double pipped, but it's still just terrible.
Yeah. All right. So where we left off was Vargas on Isaac Bean and Captain Crispy and extravagantly prideful Cinedor. Both are coming in with GR.
Yeah.
And going on to the next round is Vargas on Isaac Bean. And then we had underneath that, the next game was, spoilers if you don't want to go ahead and hear this. Close. Boop, boop, boop. Flaming Hobo on Y Hayes, the Isle Carpenter, versus GJ999 on Painted AI of the Street.
Of the street. So Hayes is GR Shenanigans, and both of these decks were Winds of Death, Key Abduction. So both are GR decks. I remember actually seeing part of that. And GJ999 taking the win there. So Fooney on 2 wins, Vargas on 2 wins, GJ999 on 2 wins. So pretty solid there.
Oh, you mean 2 O's?
Yeah, they were all 2 O's.
I can't wait to be 2. I can't wait to be 2-0'd.
Be 2-0'd. Honestly, I could see it happening. I think it could be definitely there. I'd like to at least get a win.
I got 1 win. Yay! Yeah.
But I think that's important. Over on the right side, because this is a sweet bracket, we had Grishhammer versus Easy Galena. And Grishhammer actually comes out taking this. So Grishhammer was on a 92 SAS Amber Skies, Equidon, Geistoid, Logos. And Easy Galena was on a 129 SAS Talk. So that was one of those Katina Fiend decks. That was 20 gold. So that one, very interesting to go watch. Yep. And then
Katina
you did have...
Fiend real good.
And then there was some talk about this last game. Well, Cheap, you already shared. That's not updated yet. But JG, I can speak here. I really can speak English. But JDG314 on T Vicari, which we just talked about, that deck, going against Nunzio at Pitbull Esteves. So interesting that they were both against So really interesting deck. Supposedly there's questions about how it finished. If you guys haven't seen, definitely go check that out, and kind of TCO being a little bit wonky. But JDG taking that one 2-0.
JDG taking a wonky victory? Say it isn't so.
Well, and I don't want to go ahead and say that. I thought that I have not watched, so I will abstain from there. I'm just saying that listening to the cast, going ahead and hearing it was a long game, and so
JDG in a long game? Say it isn't so.
I'm trying to be able to help. That is not helping us here.
Oh, my bad. JDG is a lot like Ewok. He likes his games long.
Hey, He plays,
Maximum
and he will see
time.
different lines. So, I will argue, if you have not gone ahead and checked out, there were some really cool predictions that were pushed forward. Like, hey, go ahead and vote for people. I did feel it came a little bit more on popularity contest, but they were also doing the same for the bracket as to who do you predict will win. And so even if you're at home, you didn't make it into the bracket, there are ways to be able to win Vietnamese decks. And frankly, we know that if you have a Vietnamese deck, you have a higher probability of doing well because they seem to be real spicy.
Yeah, what's the ruling on this year's Vault Tours with foreign language decks?
Well, you can go ahead and just...
I'm going to have to go read the tournament guidelines. I don't know if they said that you have to be playing an English deck at this point.
You have time before any of the vaults. Just go ahead and order it.
The last language, I believe, was it has to be the language
of the
that
country
they set in the event. Yeah. So they can make it whatever they want, and they can include other languages.
Okay.
So,
what if I show I have ordered it but have yet not to receive it? Can I still play it?
Well, that's on you, man. Do it earlier.
I'm just asking. I don't know, because I mean,
no. I hope they decide what the rule is and they stick to it hard. But it's
because what if I go to Roseville and I'm like, man, I really want to play Alliance and I want to play this deck that's in 3 different foreign languages.
Again, go and get copies of it. There's just no reason not to, man.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, I'm really curious what's going to happen. I'm just curious what's going to happen. That's all.
Don't be that person.
You are talking to the wrong person to say
I know,
don't be that person. I'm 100% that guy. But regardless of all of that, what do we got coming up next? What do we got?
I didn't have. Oh, I wanted to take a moment just to shout out. If you have not followed along, just the caster list is Amber Mades, Astron 624, Dinobot 333, Emperor Riku, JT Russell / Sloppy Labwork, Kalos, Lord Judo, Mugogi, Murph, Orphaginator, Orion, Flaxamal, and Sunday, and then Zoc, Dataforge Stream. So huge shout out to everyone who is casting and being able to go ahead and track these games, be able to push them so that everyone around the world can see them. They can see us in our glorious failures and see some players playing some Keyforge. Also shout out to our stats and analysts, which is Edger. I can't even say this. I'm totally messing this up.
Nope, you got to do it.
I know, Eldranon. I'm messing it up now, and I totally know this name, but the brain's not working right now.
Eldranon.
It's Eldranon. It's Eldranon. And then Snoopy, and then Zenzi. Yeah, Eldranon is the old Nordic Keyforge podcast group. So shout out. But it's great to see casters and people who have come together to be able to put this together. It is top class what I've seen from the casting so far and from just the stream, how the hype stream and individuals who put in time. So thank you to everyone who's been involved.
I've put in no time. I haven't even practiced yet. If you're hearing this, I probably still haven't practiced. And I just went in blind.
We were there. You're a wanker.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, some of us, yeah.
Some of us just like to wank.
Some of us do like to wank. Yep. All right.
So
that's the Final Refrain.
That is Final Refrain. Check it out each week. Go ahead and check out games. Wookie, Sheep, I want to hear who you predicting. Actually, let's put all the pressure on Sheep because he's now out. We know that. So I actually felt bad for voting because I did, as being part of it, I didn't feel that was right. So I did get a chance to, I think it's fine to go ahead and pick what type of decks, but I just don't think that it's, I don't know. It just feels wonky to go ahead and.
So what are we picking?
I want to know, Sheep, who do you think is going in, what deck, and who's going to be taking this? Who are you predicting? I'm putting him on the spot, too.
I got 3 picks.
Okay, I like it.
The first one is now Faith has to take it to the end and win because it beat me.
Okay.
So Sith, right?
Yeah.
Plus that deck is a wonka-donk to deal with.
A wonka-donk.
Yep. And then a second pick is Barghast.
Okay.
I don't think there's anybody putting in more work than him in Keyforge lately. And then the last real pick is Pastor Ass.
Yep. On name alone.
Yep.
Okay.
Which one of them is playing it?
I have no idea.
Harmed is actually playing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Harmed on Pastor Ass. That seems pretty solid.
Yep. All right, keep her going, Mr. Ewok. You're the one running it. I'm just here.
I know. Honestly, that was the most bit that we have. We're going to go ahead and a couple more games to be played. I think there's some really interesting decks. I think that they've run some phenomenal stats to be able to look at like what houses have been picked. Since we're looking at GR, what do you guys think would be our decks? I'll go ahead and roll this back.
What do you mean?
Okay,
I'm confused.
GR represents.
What are you asking me?
GR represents half of the decks in the field.
Correct.
Out of the 32.
Yes.
Talk to me about what houses do you feel are going to show up most consistently?
Geistoid.
Mars.
Okay.
A smattering of Brobby Boys.
Yeah.
Because Bryo Kelp exists in that set, you'll see some fish.
Say fish.
So out of the 16 decks that are
Star
GR,
Alliance.
out of the 16 decks that are GR, 14 of them fall as Geistoid. I thought that was an incredible stat.
Only 14?
Yeah,
14
2
out
of
the
them
16.
didn't have it. What?
What? I'm surprised.
Okay. So you want to see? Talk to me.
What are the other ones have?
Well, the one that Ewok's about to play against.
Yeah. So I am facing Astron on one of the Vietnamese decks.
The Beanstalk deck.
Yep. It is a Beanstalk.
I think it's
Unfathomable,
got
Untamed.
Brobnar, yeah, fish and Untamed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just solid 18 pips and Beanstalk.
Beanstalk is a thing. Well, that deck is, if it hits Beanstalk, it wins. You got a shot if you don't hit Beanstalk. If he doesn't hit it, if he hits it, I don't know. I don't think you really got a solid shot. Okay.
There's some things this deck can do. The other one is interesting. That is actually who our good friend Dexter Unfathomable is playing, and that's E. Greg Maya Wheels Unpopular Whip. So that one has Mars Star Alliance Untamed.
That's just an Amber push deck.
That is actually interesting, but this is Cat Maro's deck, and this has 11 Amber pips. Double Dr. Zix, double Rebel. It has Zip the Implanter. But, I mean, the Mars, let me just say the Mars. This Mars house is phenomenal. Double Brain Dart, War of the Worlds, Abductomatic, double Doctor, Proliferator, Grabber Jammer, double Rebel, Shrink Ray Technician, and Zip the Implanter. Like, that is a solid Mars group. Star Alliance is what it has. What do you think's in this Star Alliance, boys?
Probably, what's his name? With the goofy mustache.
Retro Technician Lee.
That's the one.
Okay, we're playing a game of Guess Who over here.
Yeah, well, what's funny is I say that, and it's Retro Technician Lee, right? It probably has
dumbass artifact that lets
the artifact that lets him look at the top card of your deck. near future lens, future sight lens.
Maybe
This is the thing. This does not okay, so there's only
it's
one
the bad house.
This is only one retro.
Wait, are we talking about Cat Maro's deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's into the warp.
Yeah.
Double rare of multidimensional rescue.
Okay.
Perimeter alarm, sabotage mission, survey, unprepared, Elliot, comm officer Palick, which I think is solid, retro technician Lee, and double scout Pete.
Yeah, Scout Pete's are fine.
They're fine, but they're not. I'm not super excited. And then Untamed. The Untamed actually comes in at the lowest SAS here. This Untamed from GR, what should we be looking for?
I don't even know what to look for.
Maybe she just took one of her alliance pods and said, don't worry about the rest of it.
Okay. This Untamed has Gravid Cycle. Okay. Omega returning card.
That puts the Mars power back in your hand.
Mimicry. Solid card. Till the Earth, which is a really interesting meta
your
call.
Mars cards back in your...
It has your Mars cards, but with everyone else playing Geistoid and needing to be haunted, it actually goes ahead and potentially pushes it all back. Now, how quickly they can come back is there. It has Amber Storm. Okay, I see that. For each Amber in your pool, deal 1 to an enemy creature. But that's it. It doesn't have anything else going with it. Fangtooth Cavern, Nepseed, Bog Spitter, Dew Fairy, Flumph, Gnarl Gibbous, total hotspot there, Witch of the Spore, and Werewolf Curse. So
yep, that sounds like some Garbo.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
To me, no, but what I actually want to see this deck run, because I'm really curious. It feels like it's Mars or bust, but maybe I'm missing something, because Cat Maro is a solid player in all 3 domains. So like seeing people's choices really interest me. And then seeing how kind of the different decks line up against each other is also interesting. But
well, what's weird is that deck doesn't sound like it needs to be haunted at all ever.
No, this GR deck could really care less about being haunted,
which is strange.
Mm-hmm. There are
it sounds like really it's Mars or bust. Yeah. So how are you getting those Mars cards? Cause I'll say the MDR, right? Like, okay, what am I returning?
Double MDR is returning 1 card of each type.
Yeah, so what am I really returning? Because like it seems like Mars is mostly creatures. Mm-hmm. So obviously you're probably getting a critter from Mars.
I would assume.
I don't know. I'll have to watch that game as well. It is interesting.
It's an interesting. And so all the players had the choice of being able to play one of their own decks or to be able to borrow a deck. So the deck that I am borrowing is actually coming from Sunday. So I appreciate that she is letting me go ahead and watch and use her deck. But I think that's important is that, okay, let's see what players can play. Sheep, you have your own deck. Arya is coming from Drazgor, who we missed tonight, but
Drazbor.
But really
it's a my style deck, so I'll probably.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Arya?
Well, it's a quad in here somewhere. Ecto. It's got Winds of Death, Echo Fly, kind of a nasty Brobnar board. Bricks in it. I mean, mainly, obviously, it's got a brick, couple shock herders, so I am able to fight. And then, like, I don't know, I feel like it's your typical Mars affair, right? Zixelfrix, couple of rebels. Has Sheep's favorite card in it. I know that much. It's got a Nameless Horror, just for you, Sheep. But I'm kind of curious, like, because I know what I got to hit, right? And I kind of know what I'm going up against. And it has ways in all 3 houses to deal with it, right? It's got a Fiery Jark and Brio.
What are you playing against? Okay, so you're playing Brio. Which deck are you?
Shoot, I forget. Who am I playing? What deck am I playing against?
All right, so you, Wookie, are
playing Rodion.
Rodion. So
that it's a woe deck.
Our Brazilian.
Yeah,
It is woe.
It is a woe deck, right? Yeah, it's a woe deck.
It is 100% woe. So it's 102 SAS. It's Lord Peterson O. Dorado.
Yeah, it's got the warrior,
Brobnar,
yep.
Sanctum, Unfathom. And it is a warrior, so that 4 power. And it is, what is Brobnar
It's got
known
triple
for?
brick and Halifast, if I remember correctly.
Yep. So it is Halifast, triple brick, Ragnarok prep is in there, Berserker Slam, Brawl in, Crimtooth, Ged Hammer too. So you can't forget, because the Ged Hammer destroyed 5 power giant Brocken.
Each.
Ready and enrage each other. And then Harmal Atum, which is, again, the other part. So each other friendly Brobnar creature gains destroyed. Return this creature to its hand. So that's right. There you go.
Yeah.
Early Brocken can be problem. Hebe the Huge and Volca.
Yeah. Hebe the Huge, I'm not overly... Yeah, I mean, it's a Halifast deck, right? Sanctum's got, I think, double Grey Rider, so that might be a thing that exists. It can pump out some tokens. I don't think
so the token
Unfathomable is anything crazy. It does have a catch and release, which I don't know if that hits me too hard.
So the token generation is at 14.5. You got double membership drive there. You have Katarina Summoner, you got double Grey Rider. You're Unfathomable, you have catch and release. So yes, this is a card that I love in WoW. Action, play, return each card to its owner's hand. Each player discards random cards from their hand until they have 6 or fewer cards in hand. Gain 2 chains. So
yeah.
But it's basically catch and release, and then you have the big giant
Brobnar board.
But that's it. Like, it's got the big giant Brobnar board for C. What you're missing, it does have Corrode for your artifact and upgrade. It's got bubbles to send things back, Abyssal Sight for some control, and then the Brio.
I don't know if I don't know, because I'm just like, Aria is not... It is creatures, right? But, like, I don't know if it really cares too much about its creatures, because it can go grab them back with the quad in here somewheres, right? So we want them kind of in the discard pile. It does have a wins. Obviously going to have to pay close. I don't know if I ever play the wins in the matchup. Just because of the, like, if we're late in the game, I don't know if I can play a wins. Like, if he's outboarding me, like, dramatically, I think I have to, just to flippity-floppity. But, like, I got to pay attention to where the Brios are. I got to pay attention to where the bricks are. The Grey Riders. Like, I don't know if I ever really play wins in this. I do have a plan 10.
I think plan 10 is big for you. There are 17 creatures in Lord. You got triple brick, Crim, Ged, Harmal, Hebe, and Volca.
Yeah.
And it's just too much that can go ahead and go ridiculous.
Yeah, so I don't know if I ever play the wins. It's going to be one of those wait and see type deals. Maybe late game, and I'm just being absolutely outboarded. I mean, because the other thing is the Brio. So I wins, I give, it's a weird situation, I think. I don't know if I play the wins, wait and see, I guess, at that. I do have a Grim Reaper, too, so I have to keep that in mind because I can just start purging stuff.
So when I look at this, just remember that Halifast will pull cards back, so search deck and discard pile.
Not if they're purged.
Correct, and that's where the purge comes in, but they are not coming in ready, and I think that at least gives you a turn. So what can you do? Kind of be aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got Fiery Jark, I got Plan 10. I do, again, Panic Button wins. Maybe if it's like I get quickly outboarded and I have a wins, I can hit that Panic Button and wins to kind of clear that Halifast, right? If Halifast pops immediately or very quickly and I end up having it. It's going to be interesting. I don't think I'm going to push forward, but it's a wait and see.
Yeah. I think that your quad in here somewhere is just so powerful.
It is.
What jumped out at me in this matchup, and maybe it's just me, is both decks are pushing a lot of expected amber. Like Aria has 30 expected amber and Lord has 32. And so with both of those, your Amber Control then is where the question is. And Lord is sitting at 4.4 for Amber Control, and
I
Arya
wonder
is
where
at
that's
6.
coming from.
The 4.4 I actually looked at was Ragnarok Prep, so going to 8 matters. Being outboarded matters for Ragnarok Prep because it's make a token creature. Then if your opponent, if you control more creatures than your opponent loses 2. So if you're at 8, it basically can drop you.
Which I will more than likely be outboarded at any given time.
And then outside of that, you have Stir Crazy, which each ready creature captures 1 from its opponent, which is actually dual-sided.
Yeah, but again, I'll probably be outboarded, so there's some value there.
But like those were the
I guess
two
the other thing too
jumped.
is, I mean, it's 14.5 tokens. No way to really deal with like, okay, my tokens.
Well, if they get tokenized,
right? So
your bounce back is
if key cards get tokenized, there is the catch and release, which is the bounce back. But now your catch and release is double sided. We're both dropping to 6. So if key cards get hit in that randomization, you're looking at a whole different issue then possibly.
Yeah, I don't see that. I hate
catch and release. I
love catch and release.
You can love it all you like. I hate that card. I hate that card. I hate that card. I hate that card.
Really?
I hate that card.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead.
I also hate that card.
No, it's real good, especially for a large board, but it's going to have to be timed right.
It's a great card. I just hate how disruptive it is to how I play this game.
Yeah. Berserker Slam is there, Outflank, and then Katarina Summoner. I think, interestingly enough, the Light Everlasting is a card. So play a Sanctum creature from your discard pile, anyone in your battle line. So if that actually goes ahead, Katarina, because it's a play effect, captures 1, that Katarina could be used with Light Everlasting. So there's a little bit more that you actually have for some Amber Control, but this is not super pipped. You're playing straight up. I don't see ways to really bounce. The Azure Basin Outpost has put a friendly creature on the bottom, so you could do that. When I look for woe, I want to see the ability to bounce back, something like Faith has, where Sandhopper can put it back in my hand.
I was say it's got the catch and release, like that's its main bounce mechanic.
But that's not like you really have to then be in one house, and you're going to need to be able to. I don't know if you're bouncing through that. 1, you're going to gain the chains, which slows it up.
Yep.
And then 2, you do have control over what you're killing, but if you're playing even more than one house, it's going to be problematic in my opinion. Like catch and release, ideally I want to have an Unfathomable token because I can go ahead and kill that in my creatures. And I see this as a main house in Brobnar. I don't think that catch and release is there as a primary C disruptor. I think it is your Brobnar, and I think catch and release is like an escape clause. But that's me. I'm not playing this deck, but
could be.
Rodian will show you all about it, man.
I'm sure I'll find out all about it. And then I'll be like Sheep, and I don't have to make a week 2 matchup. There are positive and negatives to all of this, right? So I'll take what I can get.
Well, this was seen as a precursor to the competitive season, which is, where we did store championships.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's something fun getting people out. Hopefully everyone in the audience is enjoying their store championships. And if you're participating in this Final Refrain, hopefully it gives you, some incentive to go and watch it. And if you're playing, to practice Wookiee and do your best, right?
What's practice?
So, it's something fun to be able to do while we're in this little bit of lull. So I appreciate that it was put together for us.
Absolutely. Well, looking at where we are, I believe that's going to do it for us this week. Any final thoughts from anybody as we move into the end of another fantastic Archons Corner episode? Perfect.
No.
With that being said, we'll see y'all next week.
May the Forge be with you.
Make their call. Now I'm deep inside their game. Nothing here remains the same. Each card holds a different key to what these masters help me see.